First go to File, then Data and tick off Starfield.esm and OK. Let's set CK up for our intents and purposes. Disclaimer: CK is very memory-hungry program. If you don't have a ridiculous amount of RAM, it will crash occasionally. More RAM, more stable. Save on every change if needed. Also, it needs quite a bit of time to think about certain processes, so be patient, give it time and let it finish. Majority of the time when it shows that it is not responding, it just does its thing. For more in-depth guide on how to work CK, check out tutorials by J. Ramos. Set up 2 object viewer windows. One will be our vanilla weapon that we will use as a base. Here in search filter type in weapon name. Second is for our weapon. To keep naming consistent, enter your name and the short name for your gun. I recommend to keep it brief and unique. It saves time and keeps this window focused only on stuff relevant to your project. Select main weapon file by double-clicking. You can spot these files by shield and spear icon next to them. Create new weapon by changing name and ID field. Again, unique and brief. In the same tab called General, we can adjust a few things straight away. We will need new MA file, which is mod association. Think of it like a hashtag that creates connection between all associated parts of the weapon. Majority of stuff here is self-explanatory, so I will comment on a more obscure or less obvious stuff. For example, this S40 keyword is what controls sound of the gun. I'm going to search for the sound of the hard target as it is the beefiest and my favorite. Drag and drop and delete old file. This is optional, but here how you create and change the name of the manufacturer. Go through tabs, adjust to your needs and liking. Most of the stuff here is harmless if you change. I bump the damage up always. Adjust rate of fire to be higher on semi-automatic pistols, just to button mash quicker. And slower reloads to enjoy look of the gun a little longer. Let's press this button with colorful balls. That's our material editor. Here we're going to tie together textures into materials so we can apply it to mesh later. Create new material, select standard 1 layer, add a name, select where to save it. Make sure that you have your DDS files in data/textures directory. And if it is there but does not appear in material editor, just press reload all material files button. Now that we have textures ready, we can start assigning them to material. Albedo is color channel. At the bottom of this window, you will find _color used as a filter. So if everything else is right, but your files do not appear, then probably they are not named with correct _channel suffix. Carry on with materials for other meshes. See, here we have a metal map that is completely white and does not really contribute anything to the detail or overall look of the gun. So to have mod lighter, we can just remove it from this texture list while keeping metal channel on and pushing slider until we get a fully white square. Now open NifSkope and search for the NIF file of a weapon that we used as a base. For me it is Urban Eagle. Create a folder in Data, Meshes, Weapons, and use Save as option to save base for your weapon under a new name. So here you can see NI nodes. To each of them there is information assigned such as meshes and their textures. There is way more, but that's beyond today's topic. Here we need to find only Me node, which has moving slide attached to it. You can also just click on the mesh you want to identify, and it will be highlighted in the block list. I'm removing unnecessary meshes with Control Delete. I'm keeping this slide cover for now as a reference. Then select 0 node to have it highlighted, and press File/Import GLTF. So I forgot to export it from Blender. So good opportunity to showcase something important. Back to Out Blender file. I'm going to select mesh that I want to export. File, Export/GLTF. Just save these export settings and copy everything that I do here, and don't ask me how it works because I don't know. And export other meshes individually the same way. Back to NIF file. Again select 0 node and import main GLTF file for now. And something went horribly wrong, and I don't know why. Here starts our troubleshooting part. Something went wrong on export. I fixed it by going back to Blender and exporting original mesh in FBX format. Taking that new FBX file into Blender and exporting that new mesh in GLTF format. That worked it out. This issue does not occur all the time, so exporting to GLTF is normally enough. Now magazine. For now I just imported mag mesh, because gun is not one for one copy of Urban Eagle, so we'll tweak positioning later on. To assign material to the mesh unfold mag geometry drop-down, press on BS lighting shader. Right-click on name and block details, and select material from the corresponding folder or search by name. Click on mesh, right-click then transform and edit. Here you can adjust position of the mesh in space. Let's start adding these NIFs to CK. For a mag, look for a mod file in Vanilla Game Object window. Open it, change its name to corresponding to your project, and let's look for a newly created model. Also important to plop our mod association file in Keywords window. Same needs to be done with receiver, which will be our main part of the gun, to which every other attachment will connect to. Go to Mods tab in Main Weapon file. Delete everything there that was associated with Vanilla Weapon, and create new mods profile. I had it ready, so all I had to do is to drag and drop all mod files that I wanted to be visible on the gun. Hit apply. Now that I have necessities done, I'd like to see how is it looking in game. Don't forget to save plugin in CK first and enable it in creation's load order. For testing, I just spawn it in the console. I introduced it when I still had an issue, but I also wanted to see what other stuff is there to fix. I like to identify issues in batches, write them down and solve them before the next Starfield launch. Guns looks huge, but I kinda like this bulky massive design. Big ol' iron, you know. Mag is sticking out too much from the well too, so that will be fixed in NifSkope too. Take a screenshot to reference how much it has to be adjusted. Once I fixed exported mesh, I wanted to adjust position of the muzzle flash, which is sometimes responsible for muzzle attachment point. To control other attachment points like lasers, grips, etc., just select in CPA, scroll down, look for the one you want to change. Quick check in the game if any changes still need to be made. Now we need to package all the files associated with our mod into archive and convert it to small master. It should include geometries, meshes, materials, and textures. Here is how we save a small master. You will find it in Starfield/data folder. Package both master file and archive into one zip file to upload it to Nexus. Have fun! You made it!